Welcome back to Hidden Power. This is a Pokemon podcast. We are currently reminiscing about Scarlet and Violet. This is our 2-year anniversary of this podcast, of the launch day of this podcast. We did it 2 years. 2 years in the can. My name is DustyGogoat. I'm also with, of course, the LumiosePost.
Hello, it's my birthday.
And SoulSilverArt.
Hello, it's my birthday. No, not yet, but
Tomorrow?
soon.
2 days.
Saturday?
2 days.
Yeah,
2 days.
2 days.
Yeah, this is fun. It actually works out perfectly that like every single time now, I love it, right? Every time we celebrate a Hidden Power anniversary, we're also celebrating Lumi and Soul's birthday. And I'm just my heart is filled with gratitude. I'm just like loving. I can't believe we made it this far, and I can't believe how far this show has come in 2 years. There's so much to look back on, and also at the end of this video, we're also going to be showing you some highlights of one of our older videos. If you guys have been watching this show since the beginning, or maybe you started watching this show last week, maybe right now, maybe this is your very first episode.
This is the first time you
just
see us.
know that Soul just cut his hair, and we found out about an hour ago.
It's true.
And now he's
Found
got
out.
short
That's a
hair,
crazy reaction.
and he no longer looks like Tame Impala. He looks like kind of like me, I
Fabio.
think, a little bit. I think he's actually trying to steal my
Yeah.
my swagger a little bit.
me and Dusty have the same hair now.
I know,
well.
it's kind of sick, dude. Lumi, when are you gonna grow your hair out? When are you gonna get the pompadour?
Dude, do you see? This is what happens when I grow my hair out.
Well,
I've actually got gelled down. It grows like this.
You gotta get a. You
not
gotta get
like
a.
this.
I know, but you have to get a fade.
If you shave the sides, and let
I'm
the
getting a
top-
haircut today,
Dude.
as in when this video is out, I'm getting my haircut. So,
Dude, cut the sides, and you'll have whatever Soul and I are doing.
and the rest of the
just
world.
the sides.
Yeah.
like-
in the most
I was
popular
like, give me a
haircut.
modern haircut. Boom.
Yeah.
So
I think
here
I'm
we
just
are.
gonna do a full-on mohawk.
You probably, honestly, dude, that'd be kind of nice. But listen, the year is 2024, and right before this, we were talking about like some of our original takes about like Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet, because that's when we started the show. If you don't know, we started the show literally. I think it was like the week of Scarlet and Violet. The podcast did not exist during the hype season of Scarlet and Violet. We launched after Scarlet and Violet. And I think I'm just like feeling nostalgic for that time, but also like really excited to actually have this podcast and be with all of you and you guys during listen, I don't even know if the hype cycle is even real for Pokemon Legends ZA. I don't even know if that game is real, but like I'm excited for the lead up to
What are
that
you
game.
talking about?
Pokemon Legends ZA. You
What's
don't
a ZA?
What is
you guys
that?
don't know what that is? Oh wait, what is
I think that was a fake game.
I
bro.
think
That
I meant to
never-
say
Pretty
Z
sure that's
version.
a ROM
4chan.
hack.
Yeah, that's not real.
That was one of Koo's like things that he put out, but it wasn't really.
Yeah,
It
that's
didn't
like that
ever-
Unova remake. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
ever
yeah. Dude. So I think I'm just feeling good because I'm thinking to myself like, we're gonna be able to like actually be here and enjoy together the lead up to Legends ZA, the lead up to Generation 10.
eventually.
Yeah, eventually. You know,
2024, but we wish it was 2025.
I know.
Yeah.
And this year was, this 2024 was kind of weird because it actually was like, we got the gap year way sooner than we ever expected. We thought we were going to go strong for 5 years before we had a gap year, a year without a Pokemon game. But we survived it. We've grown a ton. We've had so many memories.
Have we survived it?
I'd like to be
I'm barely surviving.
I'd like
I've
to
gone
be
mad.
the corny mom who says, let's all go around on Thanksgiving and say what we're happy about. Like, I want to hear from you guys. What are your favorite memories from 2024 of this podcast specifically?
Oh man, there's so much. I was literally thinking that because I was drinking this. Like this is gonna feel like a plug, but it's really not. Like we've got like merch now. That's awesome. And
Wait, this
we've
is
got.
literally just a plug. Wait, I
I
really want to
didn't
ask.
mean it that way.
Don't
But
click
I mean,
off.
like it's
Yeah.
it's high quality like merch. Like I think the first designs we did, we were like just making in Canva, but now like we're getting an actual artist to make actual designs on actual products. You know,
Yeah.
we've
This
got
really
this
is
new
turning into
store,
a
which is
plug.
cool.
Yeah.
Literally now he's
But anywho,
I happen to have it ready.
it really was not. I swear to God, it was not meant as a plug.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely proud of us.
Listen,
in
the
that.
merch is nice. I'm wearing this shirt right now.
It is really
Yeah.
nice.
It's nice, dude. It's nice.
But then we did, while we have had a gap year, while we have had a drought, we have gotten to cover a piece of Pokemon history that is likely to like never happen on this scope again.
Sure.
And that is the Terra League.
Bro, what a time.
And you should check out, this is a plug, you should check out our coverage of that.
This is the actual plug.
I mean, that was
That's
good,
hilarious.
but there wasn't anything earlier in the year. I mean, that was so. I feel so.
Yes,
I still
there
feel.
was. That was my pick.
I still
Is
feel
that
raw
what happened earlier.
from.
I
the
don't
Terra League.
remember this year much, like the beginning of it. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
let me
know,
pull
you
it
know,
up.
because I got a new place in August, so just my brain is like erasing everything before August.
I mean, we had
Yeah.
a lot of amazing guests. Infamous
did.
Trainer, JPR, Loxton. We were.
Oh, I went to
Green
a
again.
regionals and even recorded a quick little video for
Yes,
Hidden Power
dude, that's
with
awesome.
JPR and Hybrid Hero.
It's
I
crazy,
forgot about
like
that.
how much happens in a year. It's crazy because you
He,
don't
like-
think about. You think it's like
Well, that-
longer
Dude,
away.
we,
but-
we hung out with Cuppafee and Steve.
That's what I'm
from
saying
the
is that
Pokemon
I
podcast.
literally, my brain likes all these things. My brain does not register that it was this year. You
We
know?
worked with
yeah.
Scoot Easy. We
The
worked
GOAT.
with Redirect. We worked with A Drive.
That was this year.
That was all
Yeah,
this
that's
year,
what
guys.
I'm saying.
That was all this year. We
Crazy.
worked with Dr. Lava.
That was nice. That was.
I
This
think
year?
we actually recorded that last year, but put it out this year.
Yeah.
Sure,
Okay, that makes sense.
That might. I don't
Yes.
know. I don't know.
I think
Yes,
so. I think
there's-
so.
We talked to him, and then now this Terra League happened, and we're like, "What?" It
I
felt
know,
like
we
a
need to
long
get him
time
back,
ago.
honestly.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
About the Terra League.
I
I'd
know,
love
and
to hear
he,
his
yeah, I know.
opinion.
He was talking about like he was like, yeah, there's a lot of information out there, especially about Gen 3, and it probably could leak at any minute. But if it hasn't already, it probably will
Dude,
never
I
happen.
know.
And then 5 months later, everything leaks.
I know.
mean-
I remember us literally like getting
Which is a
off
different-
that call
Yeah,
and
Be-
like going,
being like-
guys, that is a good clip. That it could happen at any moment. What a crazy thought.
I don't think that's the one clip I actually never made. Dude, we got Mochi Mayhem this year.
Yeah, we did.
Oh my gosh, that was this
That's
year.
the high,
You're
dude. That's
right.
the highlight of this year.
that was
Mochi
2024 for Pokemon. Mochi
ZA was
Mayhem.
revealed, and then nothing was ever said about it again.
That was my favorite moment of this year, though. Since we were
That was
saying
good.
them, my favorite thing that from this podcast is just that we had so much to talk about with Legend ZA.
Honestly,
Now we're-
yeah.
Now we're a
that-
little sad, but
and that was a lot
We
of
did.
fun. That really
Yeah, it
was
was
a
so
lot
much
of fun.
fun.
Legend ZA was a ton
Yeah.
of fun.
Oh yeah, it carried us all through the summer, and we had like a lot of really good conversations with guests. We had a really good conversations just with us. We had fun theories. We've done a lot of. Oh, this is something too. Is that we've been able to monetize our Hidden Power Plus channel, which is where
That's
we've
true.
like put out clips. We
Yeah.
also have used that channel to cover like 4chan rumors, and that's been kind of fun because that's a cool little break from like with these. We come in, we have a topic, we kind of have notes in our head like, oh, you know, this is something
Sure,
that we
sure.
need to bring up about this topic or whatever. But those are fun because it's like
You
we
like
just literally
those.
react to a rumor, you know?
Yeah, those are fun. We got to do more of those.
Yeah, we do.
How about this? I'm gonna force you guys.
Oh, we had Bedford's Best.
Oh, dude, yeah. Oh, that's honestly okay. That actually might be my favorite part of the year because Bedford's Best. I'm actually getting sushi with him tonight.
is your best.
He is my Bedford's Best is my best friend.
Are you getting sushi with him tonight or tonight for the viewer?
For the viewer?
Because you know this is going up tomorrow for us.
Oh, I'm going
today for
to
the
get
viewer.
sushi with Bedford's Best yesterday for the
in the
viewer.
past.
He's going to get sushi yesterday with Bedford's Best.
But I kind of want to press you guys. Like on an emotional level. What's your best thing? Your favorite thing that has happened to you in 2024 with the podcast? Because listen, you guys are like talking about a lot of like fun stuff and like, oh, we did this cool thing and we did this cool
I
thing.
mean,
It's
fun
fun.
can be emotional.
But
Yeah.
like in your soul, when you think about the podcast, like what's inside
my
of your
soul.
heart?
Soul, let me know. You're my soul.
What's inside your heart? Let's get vulnerable for the people.
Oh man, I
I
don't
can't
know.
believe Soul
It's-
cut
it's
his hair. What the heck?
growth. is.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
can that be my moment? Like that. Was
I think it was my
emotional.
moment. It was like it was literally 60,
It was like
60
10
minutes ago.
I wish we had recorded it, man.
I
It was
know.
so
I
funny.
know.
So
I
you
thought you
should
were
have told us you're gonna want to record this.
Soul was
I
like,
didn't even think about it.
he was like, I have a surprise for you, and I was like, oh, maybe he's playing Pokemon Snap. That's literally what I thought it could maybe be about. Then he
That
just
might be
showed
my
us his
emotional
face.
moment.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, your emotional moment for Snap, that was last year. Maybe our
was
emotional
last
moment
year.
will be y'all playing it before the end of this
Yeah.
year.
I think the Battle League has been cool. It's kind of gotten
Yeah.
me in the Discord. That's been like been able to. That's been a way for me to enjoy battling in a way that I haven't recently. So that's been a lot of fun. And I honestly think, listen, when we were doing the Terra League live streams, that was a lot of work to just be live that often. I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
But the fact
Yeah.
that people showed up every day to just hang out and yap with us, like that honestly, that actually I was like bragging to my wife. I was like, our community's so awesome. They literally want to like just hang out with us when we're live. Like that is so cool.
Oh,
I don't know.
ooh,
I'm feeling.
ooh.
I think for me, I'm just feeling like the connection. I think what's been really nice is that we've been able to now like I feel like when we started 2 years ago, we were just kind of like sending stuff into the ether, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
shout out to you, Courtney, for being like, the #1 Patreon supporter or whatever. But like,
Yeah,
but
Patreon
there's so many like
supporter,
OG listeners, but like, I don't know. I think it really does move me when I think about like how deep our this community goes. Right? We only have we have 7,000 followers, but like there's like 7,000 like weekly listeners. Like every single one of those people, every single one of you, like shows up every week, and you're in the Discord and you're leaving comments, and I feel like that has been the most valuable thing that I feel like have felt this year with the podcast. I spent 4 years on my channel and I reached a lot of people, but I'm like, no one cares about me. But now it's like, it's like we're all here to serve the podcast, to serve his
Just a
power.
team now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my emotional thing probably, is that like when we first started, we literally, Scarlet and Violet had come out 4 days before our first podcast episode aired. So we were very much, our first bit of videos were very much riding the hype of Scarlet and Violet. Like,
Yeah.
I believe the video that we're going to have for you at the end of this is the video where we talked about like our first impressions of the Scarlet and Violet Pokemon, which
Yeah.
didn't even include the DLC Pokemon, right? It was
Right.
only the base game Scarlet and Violet. But it is cool now because we actually are breaking records every month, like with views and stuff like that, supporters, and that is emotional to me because it's like we're in this drought and we're growing and breaking records. That shows that that's imposter syndrome's real,
Yes,
and so I think
here we go.
I think that's a nice like confirmation that like, hey, it's not just the hype of Scarlet and Violet keeping you alive. It's here's a drought and you're breaking records. It's something that you're doing right,
Yeah.
And you guys
for
are
sure.
showing up, you guys are showing up.
Yeah. I mean, mine's similar. Is just that like I've been traveling a lot this year, and I still get to do this. Like, and I want to do like when I'm traveling, I was just like, dang, I want to do the podcast.
Yeah.
So it's just like
I look forward to it
so
every
much-
week, man.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
Tuesday,
absolutely.
every Tuesday we record.
Yep.
it's so much like I get to do it. That's really cool
Yeah.
about it.
And
No,
our
that is
audience,
awesome.
and like you guys, I feel like our community is so like positive and so excited for Pokemon, right?
Mhm.
Like I honestly feel like I see too many haters, and people like. Do you remember the sentiment of like, I mean, it still exists. Pokemon's washed. Pokemon sucks. Game Freak's lazy. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like our audience. I feel like our community like is pretty.
Yeah, they're not a lot.
we
of
just
them are like
enjoy
that,
it for
which-
what it is,
Yeah.
So
It's great.
That's
Yeah,
good.
no, absolutely. You're 100% right. It is. You'll see, when Power World comes out, people are like, "Oh, Pokemon's so cooked." Anytime the sales numbers come out, they're like, Pokemon's gonna be so cooked. But then like we do have this community that really loves Pokemon, but then also too, like there's such thing as toxic positivity where people are like, they
Lying to
refuse to
themselves.
say anything bad about something. But I feel like we have a really fair community where they're like, this was my favorite game. I didn't like this about it,
Yeah.
But like, so we have We have a very intelligent community we've crafted too. Gonna butter y'all up. Y'all are very intelligent. Like your comments are
agree.
always very
Yeah.
well thought and well said. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
they're enjoyable to read.
I just love you guys. I love this. Literally, I said it last year.
Was that at us or the comments?
I think all of us.
Yeah.
All. The
Yeah.
greater us.
To not be too direct and uncomfortable. I love you, Lumi. I love you,
I love
Saul.
you too, Dusty.
Oh,
I love
boy.
you too, Saul.
But what I'm trying to
Getting
say,
hot.
yeah,
Getting hot in here.
Jesus Christ, woo! What I'm trying to say, it actually is pretty cold in here now. I took
Put
my
on
shirt
your
off.
jacket, buddy.
Yeah, what I think I'm trying to say is I love this community. Like I said it last year, this show changed my life because I feel like I just feel like this is like what I always have wanted. And I thought what I always wanted was my own channel. And then it's like once I realized like, no, I just want to yap. I want to talk about Pokemon with you guys, with the larger community, right?
Yeah.
And it resonates, and it makes me feel good. It makes you guys feel good. I don't know. I just love it. You know?
Sure.
You know?
I totally know.
Yeah.
I think about Pokemon
Resonates.
literally every day. I have a Pokemon idea, and now I'm able to now we're able to dissect those ideas. You know?
Yeah.
So it's honestly great.
It's a beautiful thing.
Like a
But-
frog in a 7th grade class.
What is that?
You said get to dissect it, so I was saying
Oh,
like
sure,
a frog.
Sure. I thought that was like a southern
I
saying.
thought so
like,
too. I was
Yeah.
like, dang, there's some.
You know what
real-
they
I'm as
say
happy
about
as a June bug.
He's like some real deep Carolina stuff coming
Yeah.
out. I don't
Dude,
know
the
what is
things you
happening.
say, what are they called? Like idioms? I'm like, I never know what they are. I never get the reference.
It's like a frog in
You're
a
welcome.
7th grade class.
But here's the thing. Now that we look forward, what are we excited for in the future? I think it's pretty unanimous. I think we're all going to say the same thing.
A ZA trailer.
Yeah. I'm just
Actually,
looking
I'm
forward.
more hype about Gen 10. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh
no.
sure, but I'm trying not to that's so far out. I'm trying to pick something sooner for my
For
sanity.
2025, I'm excited for for Pokemon Day 2025. We get a new ZA trailer. We get
Oh, God.
we get actual
Maybe.
information. We start getting the build up for the game. We get a new Switch 2. 2025 is honestly going to be the best year.
That'd be fun.
I think
We
it's
get
going
the
to be good.
starters, Toadstool, Vanillite,
Oh.
and Jigglypuff.
Dude, I cannot wait. Murkrow, Meowth.
Oh yeah, Pikachu.
Yeah.
Machamp.
That's the trio. That's a reference. Go watch an older episode. That's a reference.
Watch all of them and try to find it. It's like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
treasure
And just
hunt.
comment when you found it. No context. Just comment. I found it.
Yeah.
The treasure hunt.
But here's the thing. There's so many things cooking. Dude, I didn't even mention it. The intro of this episode is a new song that is produced by, drumroll,
Me.
please, Glitch X
okay.
City.
The best.
So good.
So crazy.
Original
The
commission for Hidden Power Podcast. It's not an existing track. It's not free to use. It's a commission.
not
It's
free
an
to use.
original remix of the BB
not
Academy
free to
theme
use.
song. Look, she
Use it. We'll come for you.
Yeah, no, yeah, but what I mean is Glitch will always be like, you can use any of my stuff, just credit us.
Yeah.
Or credit me.
Yeah.
And then, but I was like, no, we got to get something that's like original for Hidden Power, and we got it, and you've already heard it. Maybe I'm playing it right now. I love it to death. That's a new thing for 2025. We also have the new merch store that we talked about. We also will be producing a lot more content on Hidden Power Plus. We also are planning to go live a little bit more consistently with additional extra bonus content for paid supporters on Patreon or on YouTube.
Including our live stream yesterday. Hope you caught it.
Yeah. I like how you're yeah. We're
just
recording
like
this
we
today and
live
not
outside of
yesterday.
time.
Yeah.
Dusty's like talking to his future self about putting the music there.
Yeah,
We're going.
Editor's
Yesterday,
note.
he had such a good time with Bedford's Best eating.
Dude, the sushi was so good. They gave me a little bit of shrimp accidentally. I wasn't
You're gonna
mad.
get food poisoning.
They didn't
You're gonna
know.
get food poisoning.
They didn't know I was
No.
allergic to shrimp. I did have an allergic reaction. I had to get rushed to the hospital, but I'm not
Well, you
mad at
made
the
it
waitress. She didn't know.
You made it here today.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you really allergic to shrimp?
I really am.
Okay, well,
Wow.
first off, this is another thing I love is that 2 years later, I still learn things about you guys. We're still growing, not only as a podcast, but as friends. And second off, I just want to say you live a really sad life because shrimp is awesome.
Listen, first off, insulting. Second off, I enjoyed shrimp for most of my life, and it was an adaptive allergic reaction. Yeah,
that's the worst kind, man. So God literally said, "Hey, man, try how good this is."
Literally that. Yeah, dude.
That's not the worst kind though, because you could, if you stay off of it for long enough, you could regain your immunity.
That's true. That's true. My sister did that with beef.
Yep. With beef?
All right. Yeah, she was allergic to beef.
That's rough.
All right.
See, we're learning
this is a different episode. We're
learning.
We gotta take this off pod because I do want to hear about this full story. Guys, 2025 is gonna be the best year yet ever. I just want to throw out a huge thank you to just all of you. If you're watching right now, if you're a day one, if you're a day now, if you're a November 22nd, 2024 first time viewer, we love you. We thank you for all the support, for all the hours watched, for all the likes, the comments, the critiques, the complaints, the theories. When you call in on our voice message, when you call in and leave us a voicemail or you text us or whatever, if you're in the Discord, if you buy merch, if you disagree with us on Twitter, we love you to death. Even if you thumbs down the video, we love you. Thank you for watching.
A little less than the others, but we do love you.
Thank you so much. Yep, everyone thumb down this video. Yep, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And
you should have led with this. Now I'm hype. Now I'm like, dang, all these people, I do love them so much.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I've been feeling it the whole time. So listen, we want to take you in, and now we want to show you our first reaction to the Scarlet and Violet Paldean Pokedex. This is our second ever episode of the Hidden Power Podcast with new GlitchX City music.
Don't judge us too hard.
Roll the clip, team.
So yeah, thank you so much. You know what? We need an outro in 2025.
I've got you.
Let's not singing. I don't want a singing outro. I want a catchphrase outro. Listen, no Lumi will be Lumi. We need to make a public announcement. No, Lumi will not be singing on this podcast ever again.
Nope. It's official now. That's our outro.
I would sing.
All right, play the clip.
I would sing, but nobody will ever let me.
Play the clip. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Hidden Power. My name is DustyGogoat. With me as well, we also have the LumiosePost.
Glad to be here, as always.
And we also have SoulSilverArt.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hidden Power is a Pokemon podcast. Today, we're going to be doing our first impressions of the Pokedex, just running through all of the Pokemon. We've got so many thoughts. So first up, we get the starter Pokemon. Which ones did you guys pick?
I think we all pick Fuecoco? I picked Fuecoco.
Yeah, I picked Fuecoco as well.
Fuecoco gang.
Let's do it.
I used Quaxley as well, but I did not pick him.
Did not choose him. He went to someone else.
Right. He was an orphan Quaxley that I adopted.
Oh, really?
But Fuecoco was my biological son.
I've yet to get my hands on a Sprigatito. I really do want to use Florigato. I think the design is so nice.
It's the best mid-stage design.
It might be better than Meowscarada.
But it is better than Meowscarada in my opinion.
Yeah, it is.
It's the best mid-stage starter of this gen, and honestly, that we've had in a long time, in my opinion.
What do you guys have overall thoughts about the Dex and just kind of in comparing it to other Pokemon generations and other Pokedexes?
I would compare it to Gen 5, just in that I feel that they got really experimental with this one, and I'm not saying that badly at all. I loved it. There are things that I love in this game. There are a few things that I do not like in this game, but overall I think love it or hate it. The designs were super experimental, like Gen 5, and you're gonna have a lot of people point to things and say this is the stupidest thing that's ever been made. But in 2 or 3 years, you're also going to have people point to Titan and say this is the best thing that's ever been made.
Well, Titan was really, really well done.
Titan's amazing.
That's cool.
I think that's a tough one to beat. That one's always going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, man, this is a crazy generation of designs. Even the games themselves, design-wise, I don't know what they were doing. I don't know. I don't agree with Lumi here. I have like very mixed feelings and mixed opinions on the whole style of everything. Not like
It's
the
very
game
different.
itself or anything, but just just the overall art style is very odd. Like my number one word for it is just weird. It's so weird. It's
Yes.
not like it's not normal Pokemon in the sense of what we've seen and known. It's very hard to like pinpoint where it's at, and a lot of the designs of Pokemon are very just like hard to take in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people always say every time a new Pokemon's revealed, this looks like a Digimon, and I don't play Digimon, but I think this is the gen where you're going to see people saying that more than any other gen.
Even something just as like sharply like the like the biology of Veluza, it looks so unnatural, right?
Well, and it does the whole fillet away thing where
Exactly. It
it
literally
literally up its body.
it like kills itself, and somehow it's not a ghost type.
Yeah.
Then you have things like Palafin, right? Like, why does this exist? That's kind of
So
how I
there's-
feel. Like, can you see this in
there's-
Gen 1?
Yeah, I could see Palafin in Gen 1. Well, yeah, just Palafin, not the hero thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like that's a huge part of the whole thing. Like I'm looking at a Gen 1 poster that I have in my room, right? And just looking at them, they're so simple and animal like. I feel like this gen is not, there's too much not animal. You know, like Mr. Mime's in
They're more
Gen 1,
toy
but he's
than
like
they are.
yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of
It's
this
just
has
a
to
big
do,
part of
I
it.
mean, this is something that we've talked about. A lot of this has to do with like the context of what like of where these Pokemon were designed to fit into. And obviously they were designed to fit into a Game Boy Color game, or not even a Game Boy Color game, right? A Game Boy
That's
game.
also true.
So like I
Yeah.
feel like that is a main thing, and every time that the technology of a Pokemon game advances, we do start seeing designs that fit the technology better. When I first saw all the Generation 5 Pokemon, like a lot of them felt like I think that was the first gen where people were like, you know, these are not Pokemon designs.
They've lost
right?
their touch.
Which is
They're
what
running
you're
out of
saying.
ideas.
Yeah, like that's where I feel like a lot of that rhetoric popped up. And as soon as I saw these Pokemon, these Generation 5 Pokemon in X and Y in full 3D, it all made sense. You have all of a
Right.
sudden Pokemon like literally any of the Pokemon, like Kling Klang, right? You can actually see all of its details. You can see how it works within the context of a 3D game. I'm wondering. I've got two thoughts. My first thought is I think a lot of these Pokemon look amazing in the world of Scarlet and Violet. I think there's a lot of animalistic Pokemon, which I like. Personally, I like that. I think I like
Yes.
a good balance of animal, monster, and then also more like character design
Machine,
Pokemon.
yeah.
Right. I think that all works. So I don't know. I think some of these Pokemon when we first saw them, just as the raw model, they seem kind of out of place. I don't know, but I'm looking at Scovillain right now. Like it really is such a weird Pokemon, but at the same time, I think to me it just looks like it could fit right in with Gen 1 as a Doduo. You know?
So
Yeah,
Titan looks very Gen 3 to me.
Yeah.
They do have like a big mix of, but then there's just some that are just like, man, this is out left field.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
so what are some of the Pokemon that are really throwing you off?
I mean, I really like Rellor. Rellor is
Yeah, where's
just
that?
I don't even know what to say about this
The
Pokemon.
dung
Like
beetle,
why
right?
why is it a man? Why is it a man?
Is it a
Yeah.
man? It's a beetle, right?
Zoom in on its face, Dusty. It looks like a little old man.
Like a little old homeless man, and it's
Yeah.
and it's a bug, and it's just like, God, why was this created? I don't know. I'm sorry if Rellor is your favorite Pokemon, but I don't think anyone is gonna actually.
I like Rabska though.
I see, but Rabska, I'm so conflicted on Rabska. Like, I love bug Pokemon. That's why this one is probably so crazy to me. But I love bug Pokemon, and I was excited for this, and I saw it when I first saw it, and it looked incredible. And then I realized that it still has an old man face. It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
still a
you
little
flip it
old
upside
man.
down and it's a mustache. I think I can see that a little bit more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I guess, do we have images of what this Pokemon's eyes look like when they're open?
We do.
They're
It's
glowing.
their Dex one. Yeah, that looks
Okay.
cool. But it
Yeah.
still is. It still is a man.
Yeah,
It still
I-
kills
A little A little man. He looks like he'd be like swindling people from money in a Disney movie.
Yeah, it looks like Little Town Hero. Like, Game Freak's little game that they made on the
Very
side.
vaguely, yes. Yeah.
It's kind of something like that. Some designer from that. I didn't play it either, but I saw some designs from it. Like because they had monsters in it.
Yeah.
It just feels like from a different monster world. Like I don't know.
If I'm being honest, guys, I'm not seeing anything that you're saying. I think this just looks like a regular old Pokemon. This is like Pinsir.
You got to zoom in a lot.
No,
you got to like.
What do you mean?
I'm telling you.
You got to get a different
He's right.
picture.
He is right. It looks like a man who would be in a. Oh, look at its Dex picture, Dusty.
Where would that be?
Here, I'll send it in chat. But
Okay.
it is. If you zoom in on its face in this Dex picture, you can see it.
In the
It's
meantime,
a little man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder if
there it is.
perhaps the you see it.
Yeah, I don't think it's that offensive though. This is not when you guys were talking about.
Can you flip him? Flip him all the way over.
Can I do that? I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So you were gonna move on. What was that?
Yeah, I was gonna say I wonder if the reason the designs are so out there, and I do think they always kind of take steps each gen, like they kind of go in a further direction, but they did leap in this gen, and I wonder if part of that is because of James Turner leaving Game Freak.
That's interesting.
He was their art director. He was.
I have
still
so many
credited.
thoughts on that.
He was still the
for it.
art director in this game. Like, he's credited in the credits or whatever. I looked for him when the credits were rolling on my game. And, but, he would have been stepping back,
Yeah, so from leak season, I was under the impression that he was still going to be the art director of these games. So I think maybe his transition happened in the middle of this. So he might have started off as art director and then it swapped over to I forget their name, but it's a different art director, obviously, someone that's not done it before. And it's a big deal. Like, it's a whole different style, whole different person. I don't know if James Turner's style was mixed in or just this is still his style. I'm not sure what happened. We have to wait to find out all of that stuff.
Yeah.
We don't know why he left, right?
He left to form his own game. He did his own game. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like it's like a little action game. It gave me kind of like a Link's Awakening, the remake vibes, because it was like a little toy or whatever.
So I mean, I feel I'm pretty sure. I mean, maybe this is just a bias on my end, but the only time I really knew of the Pokemon art director, or I guess was it always Sugimori?
I don't know. I only know of Turner.
Yeah, Turner popped up. It was like he was like a celebrity because he was like the first non-Japanese person to be the art director. But ever since the very first generation, there's always been multiple artists who have been involved with the creation of. I mean, like all these Pokemon.
That's still true now.
That's what I'm saying. Like every Pokedex is so varied, and there are a lot of different design elements. So I feel like what would the responsibilities of an art director be, just to make sure that they're selecting the right Pokemon for the game, or to really change the designs?
I believe they get issued an order, like the art team gets issued, because I know when they talked about Poniard and B-Sharp, when his artist talked about it, he said they were ordered to design a Steel Dark type Pokemon that would live in cities, and he had to take that information to design B-Sharp.
See, that's cool. Okay, that's pretty cool. Because if you're the director, it's like I want, this is gonna be the story, and then I need these shots and these kind of elements. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. They're charged with fleshing out.
It's tough to say. There's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it that we don't know about. Like, we have no idea. And most people have their own ideas about it, and it's usually not right. So I don't even know if things that I'm saying are correct, but I'm under the impression that basically in a normal art director kind of job is the way Pokemon works. We know for sure there's a handful of people. They're all making Pokemon separately. And then they need to pass through the art director, and he's the one or she's the one that is okay, yeah, this is good. We tweak this, we do this, and it's just like the overall style for the whole. So the art director even goes through the whole game, the whole generation.
But is it the style?
Characters.
Is it the style of the actual art?
Sometimes
Because
it's the mon itself. James Turner said that Phantom was a cut mon.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
totally believe that because he designed some of those as well. Like he designed, even the art director designed some. So what the role that he's under in this game so far is just that he designed some characters and some Pokemon. He was not the art director officially.
Yeah.
Totally designed Quaxley. Quaxley is a James Turner design.
I think he did all 3 starters
Yeah.
personally.
Really?
I don't know about the final evolutions, but he definitely did the first stages in my opinion. I don't know.
I think it would be
But-
fun to have 3 different artists with different styles do a different starter. You know, like you take
Yeah.
grass, you take fire, you take
That's
water.
probably what has happened.
Maybe in the past, yeah. I don't know. They like to keep a theme, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I definitely think
Same feel.
I think James probably he probably created Cerulege and Armor Rouge.
I don't know.
Because
Maybe.
he's
does
worked
do
with
some
Capcom,
really cool ones.
right?
Yeah.
That is true. That is
Oh no,
true.
no. Actually, I know who did that. I know who designed them.
You do?
It is the guy who did Mega Man stuff.
Maybe I'm
I
mixing
don't know their
James
names.
up with that person.
Yeah, I will butcher their names.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I follow them on Twitter and all that. They definitely did it just because they are literally the same.
Yeah. So I think another aspect of like why this Dex feels very weird is definitely the introduction of Paradox Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
like,
and I'd say like not just the paradoxes, but also the what is it we called them in leak season regional fakes. You know the
Oh,
Yeah,
little
that's true.
yeah, that's a whole another topic.
Wiglet and Toadstool. Like they're all like all these things on like let's take a Pokemon but make it different. You know,
yeah,
but
let's
it's
take
not a regional variant,
Cruel and make it stand up.
right?
Yeah. The paradoxes, honestly, when I first saw this Dex, so first impression, like right off the bat, now my opinion's already changed a lot. But when I first saw everything, I'm like, wow, the paradoxes are the best thing in this Dex.
Yeah.
And I was kind of sad because I was like, they're already Pokemon that we've had, so no wonder why they're the best things in this Dex. But now a lot of the other designs have grown on me like a lot. So
Right.
they're kind of even. Either way, the paradoxes are freaking awesome. I didn't
what are-
expect it.
The violet ones, like Iron Hand specifically, that's the Hariyama one.
Sure.
That doesn't even like that is different enough for me to say it's a new Pokemon. That's not a Hariyama. You know, like it's so different from Hariyama.
It has a
like, more
similar
so-
body shape, but it really is
Right.
a totally different design.
Right. I mean, like at that point, then there's other Pokemon with similar body shapes. You know, Gardevoir and I don't know, Gallade have similar body shapes, but they're they're different.
Yeah, the some of them, it's like some of them are really different, and then some of them are like carbon copies.
Right.
Iron Jugulis is
Dude,
literally
I
just
see no
Mecha
difference. Right.
Hydreigon.
But
Right.
but it's awesome. I don't know if you guys have seen it in game. I'm gonna start posting
No,
some
not
pictures
yet.
on Twitter, dude. It's the
Yeah,
cutest
tag me.
one. How is it cute?
Iron
I don't
Jugulis is
understand.
cute.
Yeah, it's cute.
God,
and
tag me then.
it's like face completely shuts off, and it's like totally robotic. Like you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
see there, but it's like fingers and stuff, and its wings are like totally robot. It's kind of weird. It's very different.
It's like a
than
toy.
Yeah, I think-
that's kind of cute. The shiny version on Sarah, but you guys can't really see it right now here.
Yeah, they're
yeah,
they're
it's-
But
They're all
its eyes are shut, which is adorable.
yeah.
That is pretty cute. I mean, this is one of the ones I didn't like when I first saw it.
It's weird what they did. So everyone was like, the violet ones won't have any personality because they're robots. Like I pick Koraidon because it's got life and all that.
Yeah.
But the
Because it's
violet
better, yeah, I agree.
paradoxes, yeah, the violet paradoxes, they gave them so much life in the animations. It's crazy. I think that they're better all around. Like I didn't
Okay.
think so at first when I first saw
I
them.
think they
was-
made sure to overcompensate for them being
Mhm.
robots and lifeless. They made sure to give them life.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
That's
will
what
say,
happened.
I mean, I haven't even encountered the core. I did encounter, what is it, Great Tusk, but that was the only paradox I've seen so far in my gameplay. And I'm looking at this list of the Violet paradox, and it's got me a little jealous. I would like to have that Tyranitar Iron Thorns.
Yeah, that was the big thing with the like deciding which one you wanted. I feel like Violet overall had better ones, but Scarlet has the best ones. If that makes sense.
I think Scarlet has like
the ones that Scarlet has that hits harder than the Violet ones.
And they changed more. I think it felt like a newer experience that I was after.
Yes,
I really want to put Great Tusk on my team. I have one, and I'm like, I want to use this.
Do it
kind
then,
of
man. Ground fighting, that's an exclusive typing too, so that kind of makes it special.
That's cool.
I will say I hated the concept of Paradox Pokemon when we heard about them from leaks. Yeah. I hated Paradox Pokemon going into the game. Seeing them in game changes everything. I
agree.
I love these. They look so good, and even just, I mean, like, especially probably the one I liked the best was Roaring Moon and Slitherwing, which is Salamence and Volcarona's, Scarlet paradoxes. And dude, I'm telling you, Slitherwing, no sprite, no picture on the internet will do it justice. When you see it in game, oh man.
Tell me Slitherwing should have been Bug Dragon.
Oh,
it should have been Bug Dragon.
It should have been. It absolutely should have been.
I can't believe that it is
fighting type. I do not see the. It's even got. You can't really tell in the sprite, but dude, it has a lizard tail.
It has a straight up lizard tail.
It has
It is a lizard. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a whole.
It is Brute Bonnet, by
It's a
the way.
whole freaking dinosaur.
I love that.
It's amazing. It's my favorite.
That's so
100%.
cool.
Yeah, we already got there, but anyway, we'll talk about that more later.
It's hard to.
But yeah,
avoid.
the paradoxes. Yeah, the paradoxes are.
Well, what I really thought the paradox were gonna be, I thought they were gonna be late game, like I thought they were gonna be like the Ultra Beasts, because even though the Ultra Beasts have stories behind them, I still never felt it too attached to them, and they're literally aliens, right? So I mean, I don't know. For me, I'm tempted to be like they didn't have backstory, but they did have backstory. For whatever reason, though, like I just never really got attached to the Ultra Beasts. I thought this was going to be the same case with the Paradox, and already having Great Tusk woven into the story, I'm already like super attached to it, and I'm excited to see the rest of them.
I think these are more Pokemon design looking than Ultra Beasts. Like Ultra Beasts are way alien. Like the no face.
Even these look crazy, right? These are the it's things like the Paradox Salamence. That's a great example for when people want to say like this looks like a Digimon. This literally looks like one of those Final Form humanoid Digimon designs. Yeah, it's massive.
And I'll say like that was kind of the whole thing is like all the paradoxes. When I saw their designs beforehand, like I said, the only ones I liked beforehand was Roaring Moon and Slitherwing. I thought Brute Bonnet and Great Tusk, I was just kind of mid on them. I hated Screamtail, Sandy Shocks, and Fluttermane. I now think Screamtail
Scarlet
is all right. Screamtail's
good.
It's good.
It's like a regional Jigglypuff.
Right. Sandy Shocks, I actually think is pretty cool. It's not my cup of tea, but it's cool.
That has a tail too.
Fluttermane is the only one I'm not a fan of. And that's just because it's mischievous with longer hair.
Yeah. It's pretty plain. You know that she actually has like wings. Like that those are like feathers out of the hair. Yeah.
Yeah. It says I mean this isn't spoilery because it's like an Easter egg in the game. It's like a book you can find in like on a bookshelf. But there's like a book that's talking about Fluttermane, and it says that like legend has it this is a ghost of a pterosaur.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
That's so sick. I think
that made me feel a little bit better about it, but I'm still just kind of like looking at that and looking at like Brute Bonnet, Slitherwing, Great Tusk. I am kind of like, you could have given us something better.
Yeah, there are some Pokemon where it literally feels like they used like a random number generator to decide which Pokemon was gonna get a new form, and then did what they could with it. I mean, I think it really comes down to like, what is the purpose of like giving this a new form, right? And then also like, yeah, just what is the purpose, and then like, are you actually gonna do something new with it? I feel like Sandy Shocks, Great Tusk, Slitherwing, they're all justified. But like you said, Fluttermane, why? Brute Bonnet, it looks kind of just the same exact thing, right? Maybe
Brute Bonnet looks so different, man. It's got four legs and a tail.
It really is different. It's so different.
It's got 4 legs
and a tail. Yes, I said, that's one of those that like when you see it in game, it's like, oh, okay, no, that's actually pretty solid.
I agree. Like I was gonna actually bring this up. Like compared to the leak that we got of Brute Bonnet, when we saw it, we were just like, it's an Amoonguss and that's it. This thing is completely different than they did so much to it. They did a lot to it. Its face, its mouth, its head, its legs and tail, like all of it.
In chat, I sent a picture of its tail.
Pull it up.
It's really cool. On that note, like, were there any other designs or paradoxes even where you kind of didn't know, you didn't like them, or you were kind of just, I guess, indifferent to them, but seeing them in game made you like fall in love with them?
Literally all of Violet's. All of
Violet's paradoxes?
Yep. I would thought that they were just going to be plain old robots and not have anything in there. It's crazy.
That's
awesome. Man, I can't on Iron Treads. I can't. Iron Treads is I hate it.
Iron Treads
is bad. I think
they massacred my boy. They massacred.
It's the face. It's just the face.
They literally massacred him. He doesn't have a head.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's
and I thought that was so funny too that happened. Like everybody was like, "Oh, Team Violet, all the way. Koraidon sucks."
Who was saying that?
And then everybody. And then when Great Tusk and Iron Treads got revealed, everyone was like, "Just canceled Violet pre-ordered Scarlet."
Literally, who said that? The narrative was the exact opposite. No, I'm trolling. It was me.
That is, I was about to say, I never saw. I was like one of the.
I literally walked. So this is what actually happened. I walked to GameStop. I didn't walk. I drove to GameStop, and I was gonna cancel my Violet pre-order. But then I said, you know what? Let me just also get Scarlet. So I got both of them.
There you go. Solid. Good promotion right there.
100 IQ move.
When I went to go pick up Violet, like the midnight release or whatever, I was sitting there waiting, and I didn't have a ticket or anything, and everyone else did, and I was just like, all right, I hope they don't like get rid of all the Violet ones. everyone got Scarlet, like literally everyone, and I was like, dang, this is completely changed. The leaks completely changed it because people were not, they were all about Cerulege, 100%. They're like, Cerulege is what I'm getting. Violet's better. All of the Miraidon, all that. So it changed.
Yeah,
kind of crazy.
It's good
for the better.
I think to answer your question, Lumi, I think a lot of the bird Pokemon I thought were going to be really boring, but they're beautiful to see out in the open. Maybe not Squawkabilly as much, but Flamigo is so powerful. I love seeing Wattrel and Kilowattrel. These remind me of Tailo and Swellow. I love seeing them. They're so much more interesting, but I want to use one on my Violet team.
I've always said it was kind of like a meme, especially in like the Anti-Poke community. I don't know if y'all remember back in Advanced, Ash was battling the double battle gym leaders with Swellow and Pikachu.
Yes,
and he ended up using Thunder Armor. He shot his own Swellow with Thunderbolt, and it gave it like this electric and like yellow and black.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Coat. That's Kilowattrel to me. That's
awesome.
what it looks like.
That's so cool.
It's true.
I really do love it so much. So
it's a great design.
Even Bombardier is sick. I mean, you fight that as a Titan, and then later you find more of them, and it's a cool Pokemon. I haven't used it, but yeah, that's the thing. There's so many Pokemon in this dex that I keep wanting to use. I'll put them on my team for maybe an hour, and then I go, well, this one's even better. I'll put this one on my team now.
Yeah, they've grown on me so much as a whole. That's definitely the truth, and that's always what happens to me every generation, no matter what.
Yeah.
But I still when all of the newness kind of goes away, I feel like I'll come back to it and be like, this is usually what happens with me. My first impression is kind of what I end up going back to.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad because right now they're all new and awesome, but then I'm just gonna realize that some of them are just. There's some things wrong. I hate to be the negative one on this podcast, let's say, of this specific episode. But there's so many redundant designs too. It's Tumbleweed and bigger Tumbleweed. It's,
Dunsparce and then Dunsparce and then 3-segment Dunsparce.
It's Palmy and Pomo and Palmot.
Yeah,
Pomo and Palmet is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
I think everyone agrees. It's terrible.
And for the record, all three of them are cute. I just also think why?
And why does Finizen evolve into Palafin?
Yeah, that one is so mind-blowingly
Like
insane.
Finnison just should not exist, right? If you're gonna give a
all
Pokemon,
right. No.
listen,
No,
no,
he's
no.
right, he's
Palafin should exist. If you're gonna give a Pokemon this big of a gimmick where it gets an entirely new form off this weirdo thing, like it should literally just be a standalone Pokemon like Kecleon or whatever, right? Like there's no reason why Finnison should evolve into Palafin and look identical just to get a new form. I mean, I get the gimmick, but just get rid of Finnison.
No, I
Didn't
think
need an
though
evolution.
that Finnison is part of the gimmick though. Like
What is the
what
gimmick?
I mean by that, hear me out. So my wife used a Finnison and a Palafin in her playthrough, and her Finnison was trash. That thing would die every time she sent it out, and I think that's kind of the thing. Is it's supposed to be like a really sucky, like think about like a Spider-Man. Peter Parker, this little dorky kid who gets beat up at school, and then it gets the heart of a hero, and now he's this boss.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of
with
what
the
they were
secret
going for.
identity. I guess so that's all fine and great, right? But why did they like? This is where it literally feels like lazy Dex.
Yeah.
Make
do
the
agree with that.
Finnison a baby dolphin, or make
I do agree with
Palafin
that.
look like an adult dolphin, right? That has that dark blue color that then changes into a Palafin.
Right, even
the
if
hero
they had
form.
just done right, even if Palafin looked exactly the same as Finnison like it does now, and just had the heart and got the dark blue color of the hero form,
That would be
it
cool,
would have been,
right?
Yeah,
No, but I guess what I'm saying is like I don't
Literally.
understand why the heart is the only change between the evolution.
Yeah,
That feels
I
like a
have no
form
idea.
change.
It's really
and it does feel cheap. It feels like the Palmy thing where it does feel cheap. So I guess I'm on the stance of I do think it should have been a 2-stage evolution, but I do think they should have tweaked the evolution a bit.
Yeah.
right. Of course, we all would have wanted that as well. It's just like
And no hate to no hate to the concept.
No, the
I
design.
yeah.
so it's just crazy because it's the same thing with last episode. Like it's things that I don't want to admit, but Game Freak is like forcing me to
Yeah.
admit them. Like I am not a person that ever was like Game Freak is lazy. This is a lazy design. They're designs. They're running out of ideas. Those people. I'm
forgot I
sorry,
used
guys
that
out
word.
there. No,
I didn't realize that. Yeah, that was involuntary.
all
They're
you guys
lazy.
out there, your opinion is totally valid. It's not that your opinion isn't valid. I am just not one that believes that. I think that they have
Right.
plenty of ideas and they can come up with all kinds of stuff. But they're kind of proving me wrong here with this. Like they literally prove to us that there are some really poor design choices here. Like, man, it's just rough. Like the whole redundant thing is a big hit.
And the redundancies
Dunsparce
could be
thing.
good. Yeah, like so what the Dunsparce should have been. Let me pull it up here. What the Dunsparce should have been is where it has a 2-segment form or whatever, and it looks kind of like the same thing. But then what we had speculated is that if they're going to give it a new form, make it like an awakened form, right? Dunsparce's whole thing is that its eyes are closed because it lives in a cave. Have it have this form, or have its evolution have this form where all of a sudden it, again, make just like a color swap or something. Like you literally just gave it an additional segment to its body. People don't love Dunsparce because it's
They
stupid
did.
looking.
They did. I think is the beard not a little bit like bigger, like the like.
Oh yeah.
spikes under its
Yeah,
chin?
it's got 2 extra wings. It's got an extra bump. It's just like a.
Its tail becomes more drill-like, and then
So
he has
I'm-
a spiral on his belly.
Yeah, I'm fine with the Dunsparce being a gimmick evolution where it's like just a little. It's like literally just you're doing Dunsparce twice. I don't mind that, but with the other form, if they're gonna go out of their way to give it another form, make the other form interesting in
agree
some
with that,
way.
yeah.
That's where
Yeah,
it feels like Dex filler.
It is weird that they felt like doing these because the Dunsparce and Mousehold, where they felt like just, well, if we did one where it's 2 and one where it's 3,
Yeah.
and there's no difference.
It is
Like
so
it's not
weird.
different abilities, not different movesets, not different stats. It's just a cosmetic thing, you know.
I
That was
I've
kinda
ju- I've-
weird.
I think Mousehold is
Searching.
good though.
Yeah, no, I'm
is
not
good.
hating on either. I'm not hating on either. I'm just saying like it is weird that they just suddenly randomly chose to do this.
Like I think
Yeah.
Mousehold would have been cool if there was 1 form, 2 form, and then 3 form, right? If maybe they had 3 babies, and then maybe make the babies like make one like a slightly different shade of white or whatever. Like
Instead of a
Oh,
proper
fine, yeah.
evolution,
yeah,
it is just like, why is it an evolution?
or
You
even
know,
the
it's like,
evolution
does it
is
have to
fine.
be?
I don't know. Like I think that form makes sense if I had to pick one out of everything in this game. But there's a lot of weird forms like that where they or they feel lazy, right? Like I don't want to say that,
It's
but that is literally lazy.
Copy paste.
It's a
It's
copy
kind of a
paste.
copy paste. It's like, okay, we have these two mice. They're pretty plain. Let's just make 2 smaller ones and copy and paste them.
So here's an example of what they did great. I don't know how do you guys even pronounce this? Knackley?
Knackley, yeah.
Knackley?
Knackley, yeah.
Knackley could have easily been a boring design like Roggenrola, right? It could have been
Roggenrola like that.
I like Roggenrola, but I'm saying like I guess I feel like here's a better example. It could have been like Clink and Kling Clang, right? It could have been a copy paste. It could have been like Magnemite, right? Evolving into Magneton. But instead, they actually made 3 completely unique designs on the Salt concept. I think that's a great example of an evolutionary line. But then So this is like a joke complaint. I think what Pokemon is this? Frigibax, the new pseudo legendary, is the ugliest
thing on the
Pokemon
planet.
that's ever existed. Is that on purpose? Because I do not like it. It's not even cute.
I'm so glad that
it's-
you agree.
I think I am imagining that the idea was to kind of, they really like to make like ironic pseudos now for some reason. But like, I think the idea was like for you to see it and go, oh God, no, and not catch it. And then later you find out it evolves into Baxcalibur.
Because Baxcalibur is one of the best. That's like that's like Ice Tyranitar.
Because like while they looked cute, I mean they did really look cute. Dreepy and Goomy, they made them insanely weak.
Yeah, that's true.
As kind of an ironic pseudo thing.
Okay, I could see that.
I don't know.
You said ugliest Pokemon, so I have to bring this up. The worst Pokemon, not of this gen, of any game, of any Pokemon game ever, is Golden Go.
Yeah.
I can't agree with that. I can't agree with it, but I don't like it.
So I thought Golden Go was going to be one of those Clavel situations where he pretends to be Clive, but like Clavel is secretly Golden Go. I'm like in denial about this thing's existence. What do you guys think?
Yes. I think it looks like something out of the 90s that would... I feel like he looks like something that there'd be a 90s commercial where these kids come into their house and they're like, oh man, school was rough, I'm hungry. And they're like, oh, there's nothing in the fridge. And then this guy would come through the wall or ceiling or something.
Oh, yeah.
Be like, exactly. Here's some string cheese. And they'd all eat the string cheese and be happy.
Yeah, it's I don't understand it. Like I think the concept behind the design, not the shape or like not the design, but like the concept of like Gimmighoul being so greedy and like becoming the gold itself. It reminds me of Smaug, right? There's also a metaphor there for like addiction maybe or something. I don't know, like right? It's like you become the thing that you're.
If you do drugs, you will look like that.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like I think that's kind of cool how he like becomes actually gold, and that's his new physical body. I imagine that Gimmighoul looks identical to what it actually is.
He has a surfboard too. Why does he have a surfboard?
Yeah, and this is where they go wrong. It's like, why is that the direction?
The concept itself is good. Like the idea of Gimmighoul becoming gold is smart. Yeah. Okay, but it is poorly
this execution, man. It's awful.
I know why he has a surfboard. I think I have a theory. So
is it a reference to Scrooge McDuck?
Yeah, swimming in gold.
No, but that's actually really good. I like that.
That's what I thought.
I was gonna say this earlier. Like with all of my opinions of these Pokemon, I'm still waiting to see their official art. I'm still waiting to see like all of them in motion because I haven't seen them all. But I'm also waiting for like. Yeah, I'm also waiting for like Loxton to make videos on their origins.
Oh yes.
Because it helps so much. Even though I really think that some of these are just straight up random and they don't even apply to anything. I really do think that. This one specifically, I think that it has to do with Portugal. Actually, there's huge amount of surfing done in Portugal. It's like huge. It's like Hawaii, Portugal. South Africa. They do
that's
surfing
like where
there.
the biggest wave was ever, the biggest wave ever surfed. I'm pretty sure it was in Portugal.
Exactly. So I think that that's what the surfing has to do with it. But what does that have to do with Gimmighoul? I have no idea.
I guess maybe like the idea was maybe they thought it was always kind of related to the ocean because like the treasure chest, you think of pirates or whatever.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. But then make it look like a pirate.
Right. It's funny. We were talking about like redundant evolutions and how we didn't like that. This is the time I would have been acceptable. Just give me a bigger gimme ghoul that's gold, not whatever the heck this thing is.
My
Well,
favorite fan design. Yeah, what is it?
I was gonna say the leaks too. They, Ku said like things like it was liquid gold.
Liquid metal.
And
right,
I was like,
yeah.
dude, I'm so down for like a
that's
liquid
cool.
gold kind of vibe. I mean,
It's like a Sandman, but
the other leaker, Kaka, said it was completely different. It was just a gold man. So we had a mix of things, and it is more like what he said.
It's gold man.
Gold man.
Gold man.
Yeah.
It's a gold surfer, dude. Gold string cheese looking. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so the worst part about a new generation and getting a new Pokedex is like you start thinking about like my first instinct is to be like, oh, what would a regional form look? Or, oh, maybe we could get like a new form or a split evolution. And then I go, no, that's not happening for at least a decade from now. There's no shot.
Okay, so here's the thing. We know about Gimme Ghoul's like roaming form that's only in Go.
Yeah.
Right? So like there is no Golden Go like extra form in the data of the game. It's in data mined. It's not in there.
World to live in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I could still see it happening. I could still see them doing something special for Gimme Ghoul roaming form that you get in Pokemon Go and then that you transfer into. I think that it could just lose the belt. I think it could just lose the belt.
No,
because the belt,
go away with all of it.
I wish, but I think that it'd be something small and redundant, but just like the other forms. I think that it would just lose its belt because the roaming form does not have the chest. Right. It doesn't have the chest. Doesn't have the belt. I think it's very possible.
Interesting. I heard today that like in the code right now, both forms of Gimme Ghoul evolve into Golden Go.
Yeah.
Right, but they can always change that, especially because like the Go connectivity, so like where you can get roaming form won't come out until 2023. So they could very easily do it and then announce, like, let's say it happens March of 2023, and then they're like, also, when you evolve it, it'll evolve into this Pokemon, which will be available to be transferred into Scarlet and Violet once the DLC releases in June,
Yeah. Do you guys want to talk about some designs that we love? Because I'm realizing we're 40 minutes strong right now on the negative, but there's so many amazing things about this Pokedex.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Titan and Kilowattrel, to me, are genuinely, like... Titan might be top 10 favorite Pokemon. Kilowattrel might be top 20, which I know that doesn't sound too impressive, but when you figure there's now over 1,000 of these, that is good to make it in there.
Yeah.
Best starter combination, like, as a whole, that we've... as a threesome that we've had since, like... I don't even know, maybe Sinnoh.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. I think I tweeted that this morning.
You did. I feel like we should like almost save the starters for another video at this point, but like just as a general like overview of the starters, I am completely in the opposite court here as you guys. Yeah,
you think
I don't
Galar
like
was better?
You
don't like any of them?
No, I don't really like any of them. Really? I do like Inteleon, but I wouldn't say that they're better as a whole than the Galar starters. Like those were just very hard to love altogether. But I just wouldn't say like I I have a thing with starters though too. Like I am not a big starter guy.
That's fair.
But anyway,
they do have a specific purpose.
Right? Yeah, they definitely do.
I saw like someone
favorite. Yeah.
Someone like even said on Twitter like they refused to use it. This was a while ago, but like they had said, I don't even remember who it was, but they'd said that they don't use a starter because they don't like something being forced onto their team. So there are people that just like, especially because like water, fire, and grass, that's kind of what we see as the core typings. That's kind of what that's referred to as. And well, especially the water typing, water's the second most common typing in the game next to normal. So if I pick the water starter, I now kind of have limited myself. If I want a balanced team, I can't really pick up another water type. So I get people who don't want to use the starters. And especially if you're not crazy about the designs. I feel like people think they have to use one because that's the one you get at the very beginning. But like if you're not crazy about the designs, box it.
Yeah,
that's
so
something
I'm like,
I definitely do.
Like traditional. Yeah. I'm like way more traditional with it, so I like want to keep it. You know, I'm like, this is the starter. This is the one I'm having on my team as a partner, kind of thing.
You only have that experience once, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to do it again most of the time. I'll pick a different starter if they're actually good designs. But my thing with starters in general is just I don't vibe with a lot of their designs. Not just these ones, like just starters in general. I'm in the completely opposite thing of what you were saying, Lumi. Like, it has nothing to do with typing or whatever. It's just like I don't get some of these designs.
What do you think it is? I mean, we can talk about this later if you want to, but what do you think it is that you don't love about starters?
I have no idea what it actually is. I just don't think that they just don't vibe.
I think their designs are limited. I think their designs are very limited.
They have to end up a specific
Think about
way.
Right. Think about how wild some designs get. You know, like, I mean, I know I keep bringing him up, but like Titan, I think it's a very wild design, and some of the choices they made, like its mouth and everything, that could never be a starter.
The Titan would never be a starter.
Same thing with Scarlet, right? That's in the other direction, too edgy.
Right.
Yeah.
It has to be this perfect balance of still kind of can maybe be seen as cute, can also be cool, but it can't lean completely cool or lean completely cute, especially in recent gens. I felt they've done that.
Yeah.
The fact that Skeledirge even exists is a blessing, and I'm truly thankful. Like, I really am thankful that we actually have a monster design, right? In Generation 9, dude. It's gonna be 2023. Like, the last time we had a monster design like this was maybe Gen 5, right?
I definitely agree.
Since then, they've all been variations of. They've all been character designs first, and then Pokemon second.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So back to just being positive.
Yeah.
I've already said it, but I love Slitherwing. The thing is amazing. It stands up. It sits down. It's a worm. It's a dragon. It's beautiful.
You'll have to do Terra Dragon on its soul.
Yeah, it's true. I know we talked about Dunsparce, the Dunsparce, but I'm like, I love Dunsparce. I love Dunsparce and I love the Dunsparce. They are both perfect to me. I don't have a problem with it. I
love them too.
Wish it was better, but
yeah.
It's
I guess the redundancy that is weird. That should have been the name, Redunsparce.
It is though. That's what it is. That's Dunsparce is redundant.
And I think it also works too because it's also like dun, like, you know, like it's almost like a drum roll because like the thing you've all been waiting for, you know. Well, and I think that's
it's great.
Beauty of
that's like some Last Jedi Ryan Johnson stuff though. Like, why are you making fun of the thing that we love and are anticipating? Like, give us deliver. Just deliver.
Well,
you're making fun of the fans.
I think that's the thing though, is it's not making fun of the fans. It is literally like it's celebrating if you love Dunsparce and you want Dunsparce to get more, this is your kind of mon. You know what I mean? Just like
it kind of is just more Dunsparce. So
right. If you loved Ursaring, an Ursaring evolution has to be a fierce bear. So we're giving you Ursaluna, you know?
You know, I would disagree. Like, Ursaluna is so different, right? Ursaluna has actually turned off
still like
fans of Ursaring. It's
because fans of Ursaring are wrong.
Ursaring is awesome and stands up and is an angry bear, but because it was made in Gen 2, it looks a little incomplete, right? It's got that simplistic look. So they
basically never thought it did.
I always kind of thought it looked a little like plain, but it's a normal type.
Yeah, so I agree.
So I think that's. Anyways, I don't think.
I guess a better example would be like Electabuzz. Electabuzz is like a cool kind of. If you like that kind of stuff, you want something fierce looking and kind of angry looking like Electivire.
Okay, so here's the thing though. This is where I draw the line. If you make a new Pokemon, right? Any new Pokemon that they make, traditionally, they get new eyes, right? If it's a Mega form, same eyes. If it's a regional form, same eyes. The Dunsparce is an evolution, and it gets a new form, and they all have the same eye as Dunsparce.
that's like your.
So to me, it's just a Mega.
For it. I agree, but this is my take on it right here. I was actually afraid that they would do that they would change its eyes, that it would look like very scary, different, like that it would just be ugly and not the way that I want it to be, like different from Dunsparce. You know, like Dunsparce already, to me, I already loved it. Like, I just wanted it to be stronger and people to appreciate it more. And that's literally what they gave me. So I'm like kind of happy about it.
Every good, at least good in my opinion, Dunsparce evolution fan art, because, you know, God knows over the last 20 plus years we've seen
There's so many good ones.
It has the face of Dunsparce still.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll have like a long neck, or it'll have new colors, or it'll look like a dragon.
Right.
So I saw some art, and I'm going to post this on Twitter eventually. It's literally all they had to do was take the Dunsparce, pull it up, and like make it hunch over and flying.
Yeah.
Like exactly the same thing, but just like up in the air, like with its head over and its tail down. It would have been incredible.
Like just the same stance as like an Arbok, like a
Orthworm.
Yeah, exactly. But flying.
Yeah, that would have been neat.
It's the same design, just different posture.
Yeah,
it would have that much better.
That's like a Typhlosion thing, like the flames versus no flames, you know?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like other ones, but
I think Tarantula is so good.
Yes.
Tarantula.
I think it's such a great design.
It's amazing.
It's got so web
cookies, but I accidentally surprise traded it.
Oh, you surprise traded it?
I didn't mean to. I accidentally I was just kind of rapidly clicking A. His name was Cookies.
Dude, you would do that to your son?
Bye-bye cookies.
I'm very upset about
cookies, yeah.
She also may have been a girl. I don't remember. It's been so long.
I'll catch you and name it. Yeah. Dude, that actually happened to a relative. Like Kaylee's sister, they had a cat for like 5 years. They thought it was a boy. Turns out it was a girl the whole time. Its name was Noodle.
I would think you'd get it the other way around.
Yeah, well, I wasn't part of the family back then, like, so
I literally thought
I don't take any credit.
Talk about family members giving away a family member.
I thought it was accidentally. He was like, "No, that happened in my family," and I was like, "Oh, okay." So we're going this route with the podcast today. Yeah. All right,
we gotta vent a little bit.
Getting deep here.
I have a good story about Tarantula. The perks of having a lot of followers is sometimes you just say, "Man, I really want something," and a very kind person pops up into your DMs and says, "Hey, I'll trade you one." So I got a shiny.
Yeah. Dude, congratulations! That's awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really just for show because I'm not going to use it on a team, but I'm going to always keep him and cherish him forever.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Are you going to evolve
those people out there? No, I'm not going to evolve it.
Yeah,
its shiny is too good. The other one,
really good.
The Spidops
shiny. I forgot it. I know I saw
it. It's like yellow, right?
It's pink. So it goes from red to like pink and brown.
Oh yeah,
it's not terrible.
It's not as fun, no. It's not as fun though.
Yeah. Spidops is like kind of a hideous Pokemon, but like in a good way. I like its little mustache, and I love how it's what is it called, like a Lorax? Is that what it's or thorax? How like that bottom part of its body is actually just a spool of yarn, and it's like grown up to learn how to manage all of the yarn. I love that.
I like when they give a Pokemon a signature move too, and they gave him a signature move. So
what's its signature move?
It is a version of Protect, where if the Pokemon makes contact with the Protect, it lowers their speed.
Oh, Silk Trap.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Dude, I asked my Spidops when he evolved, where it says like push X and you ask him if they want to learn the move, and it was that move, and he was like, "No, I'd rather keep the other move." Like, no,
I'm good, thanks.
Learn it.
That is a really cool feature that I feel like they I don't know if this is actually true because I was thinking like that would be a great thing to do an entire run of Pokemon in only using that to learn moves as like a challenge run.
No, it's funny you say that. I know someone who's doing exactly that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's such a weird mechanic for them to like add in. There's no like actual like there's no like tangible benefit to it, really.
No, I think it's completely random.
I think it is too. Because like it's not smart. Like I know I saw like someone had posted that like a Squawkabilly wanted to get rid of like I don't know Aerial Ace for something like kind of dumb. But
no way.
Yeah.
It will, and then yours didn't want to learn Silk Trap, so I mean, it's not completely wise. So
like don't do that.
think like maybe another weird one that I think there'll be varying opinions on is what are your thoughts on the Ruinous Quartet? Because I have some strong thoughts on these things.
Oh yeah, I saw you texted these actually in our chat, and I didn't respond kind of on purpose so that we could talk about them. But I like them. I like them? Question mark. I like Qian Pao a lot. Like a lot.
Qian Pao's easy to
lot.
like. It's easy to like.
Yeah. The rest of them, I like. I don't like them. Like,
I'm surprised you don't like the snail. I'm surprised.
Dude, it's kind of disappointing, that snail. But
really?
I like it.
I love the eyes on it. Like,
yeah.
That's so neat.
Okay, so my thing is, I just want Game Freak to make a snail. Like, can they just give me a snail?
Do they not have a snail?
Like, Magcargo.
Yeah, Magcargo.
It's still not a snail.
It's literally a snail.
I know.
Okay, this thing is literally a snail. Then
this thing is literally a snail, but I'm still looking for like an exact snail. Do you know what I'm saying?
What about Sligoo?
So they've given you Magcargo, they've given you Hisui and Gudra, and they've given you Wo-Chien. If you don't like any of those three, at that point you're just being picky.
I'm just saying. I just want it to be a regular snail. Is it that tough? I don't know.
So normally, like, people go, oh, I hate Flamingo. It's just a flamingo. And Soul's over here like, just give me a snail. Stop Pokemon Isaac. Just give me a snail.
People wanted a dolphin for 20 years, and they finally got... they got two dolphins. They got 2 dolphins.
The same dolphin.
The same dolphin twice.
Right. I mean, a third dolphin. That's like a comically weird dolphin.
Comically. That's a pun, right? The Superman?
Yeah, I'm glad you caught that. Good. Thank you.
These Pokemon I haven't actually encountered in game yet. I think their designs were a little underwhelming at first, based on the fact that we were thinking about these Pokemon from the leaks in the same way we would think about, or in relation to the Weather Trio, not the Weather Trio, the Genie
Kami Trio.
Yeah, the Kami Trio, and also the Tapu Quartet. Right, Those were the Pokemon that were in the conversation when we were talking about these Pokemon, and these really remind me of the what is it? Not Calyrex, but the 2 horse Pokemon that Calyrex rides. Those Pokemon, Glacier and Spectre have such simple, like strangely simple designs for a 3D game. They really it almost does. They don't feel like complete designs. And some of these feel like that. I think mostly where I think about that is Qian and Tinglu. Both of those seem very like stiff. Maybe they have like they have a few amount of colors in each of their designs. I think Qian has 3 colors, including black, right? White, black, and like blue. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it'll be different when I actually play the games.
Yeah.
Those are kind of throwing me off.
So. I don't know if y'all have discovered this, but in Mesa Goza, you can actually take classes at the academy. And
really?
Yes, and you can take a history class, and they give you like history on Paldea and Area Zero and all this. And they actually do a history lesson on these. It's just one class, and it's completely optional. It's not story. It's just kind of lore about these mons.
That's cool.
And when you listen to them, it talks about how these were actually like treasures that became Pokemon. So I think that explains the stiffness of them.
I like that.
And it's also neat too because it hints about it talks about how they came from a trainer who brought them from a region in the east. So China, Gen 10, you're hearing it here first.
Yeah, I mean literally the names, right? Like that's
right.
It feels kind of obvious.
But I love them. I love that their stakes are hard to find.
I found 2.
I love that. You have to find 8 per one.
Oh wow!
I love that it's like a proper side quest. Like,
yes.
I was really kind of disappointed that there aren't really side quests in this game, and this is actually one of them. Like, this is a proper side quest that you can go on, and I mean, it's still like collecting quests, but it's still extensive. Let's say, and you get a reward at the end, so it's really good.
Sure.
Oh, I didn't even know about the reward. I'm excited to see that because
they are the reward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know I found Tinglu and I caught him last night, and I got all the stakes for Chimpao today. And then my Titan got a critical hit, wishing to be praised, and murdered it. So
you don't save, but you wait. What? You don't have autosave, so you can soft reset, right?
I forgot to. So I forgot.
He's
to
gone
save,
forever.
Like, no. It said he just went back into the cave and like the seal reappeared on the cave. But then when I tried to click it to like restart the battle, I was like, Chimpao gonna stay in there for a while, and I was like, great.
Oh, maybe it's like maybe you have to wait.
I guess it has to wait a day, yeah. But
that's probably.
I did think that was funny though. I was like, I kicked his butt so hard, he was like, I ain't coming out. I'll stay trapped.
He's like crying.
I'm gonna bunny trail here for a second, but remember when Pokemon was like, if you knocked it out, it was gone forever.
Yeah,
because that was intense and great,
right?
And
it really
awful.
Was. Yeah.
Well, and I think to kind of take that and segue it into why I love these. That's what I loved about them. It was a legendary Pokemon where it was no longer walk into this cave and they're sitting there for you to click A on them and then just launch a Pokeball at it and you've got them. No, you have to work for these. And
where do
I
they
don't
appear?
remember. They're in seals scattered around the region. There's one in the south, one in the I mentioned a bamboo forest in the last episode. There's one there, and then there's one in the fall area, and there's one kind of in the windmills area, like around there.
That's really cool. I love how these designs. So just to go back to what I was thinking about before, like how simple these designs are. Like I like how the ruin piece, right? The object that each of these contain are not incorporated like smoothly into the designs. I like how like kind of separated they both are. You can tell that it's just kind of like an add-on, right? Or they are a spirit to like the object itself is the main part of the body. I think that's really nice, and that kind of adds.
Especially, I think you can see that the vessel became a Pokemon because of like you mentioned, it looks stiff looking.
Yeah,
and Team Glue, I think especially that was what they were going for.
Yeah, it's cool, and I think it also adds to like I haven't taken my classes yet, right? Like I haven't discovered these Pokemon, but it kind of like explains the dark side. And I don't know if this was in a.
No, it gives them a backstory too, and it's really cool. Like it gives a whole like fairy tale, kind of like that thing we got about Gimmighoul. Yeah. It gives like something like that, where like there's a king who got these treasures and all this. It's really neat. Dude, I highly recommend taking them. Me too. When I saw there was a history class. When I saw there was a history class in Paldean, I was like, yes, because
that's what we want.
Yeah, right. I think they starve us so much with the lore. Like they only kind of give us little like trickles of lore each game. So I think that's why Pokemon fans are so crazy about the lores, because we don't have much of it.
Yeah.
So
please make it up.
So can you guys answer this for me? Like I remember during the leak season hearing that these things may or may not be connected to or have additional forms that we could see in the future, where like either the Pokemon exists without the burden of the item, or maybe the item is purified in some way. I don't know. Do you guys have any insight?
I have not heard that. I do remember people were tying them to the Comic Quartet. But I think that was all speculation. There was Enamorus was just this year. They're Chinese in origins. These are Chinese in origin. It just makes sense. But no, I don't think there will be anything. But dude, I'm telling you, I love these. I would love it if there was.
Yeah, cool. I would love it too. It's definitely not. It's just what Louis said. Like there was no leaks about that. It was just because I had a theory probably that they were
Soul's fault.
Yeah, it might be my fault, but I had a theory about them being related to the Kami Trio because or Quartet, because there's an opposite dark version of them in the Chinese mythology. It just makes perfect sense that they would be the four that would be opposite them, and
especially right after giving Enamorus. Yeah,
and maybe there is still some kind of connection that I haven't found yet, but it would be very, very loose, and it has nothing to do with them basically.
Well, and I will say and it could just be because Enamorus was in Legends and they gave them all signature moves in Legends. But the Comic Quartet is in the data for the game, so like they will be available once Home comes out.
Yeah. Yep.
And the interesting detail with that is if you look back at Sword and Shield and look at the Pokemon that were available via Home, in the base game, a lot of them were Pokemon that shown in some way in DLC. So like there were the Alola starters. Well, you get them in DLC by doing the little Diglett quest. There was the Swords of Justice, which had their own side quests in the Crown Tundra.
Wow. Yeah, it's definitely cool. I don't want to leave this without saying something about Chi-Yu. It's a cute little fish.
I know, I love him. And I love that he's Dark Fire. I love Pokemon.
It is
nice. Love Pokemon that are aquatic but don't have the water type. You know, grap locked.
It's like so odd that it's Dark Fire for a fish. It is also very odd design. I don't feel like it looks like a Pokemon either, but I still like it.
It's definitely a Pokemon. It just has a weird, it has these things on its eyes. That's all, which maybe is why it doesn't look like
I think
Pokemon.
it's actual eyes that really like are weird to me. They're like black, all black, and then there's just the white around. I don't know. It's odd. Yeah. I need to see it. I need to see the artwork. I need to see the artwork.
You need to see it in game too if you haven't. Like actually moving and stuff in game. That saved Tinglu for me. Like that made me go from just he's one of the 4 that I need to catch to he's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to move on to those cross-gen Evos really quick and wrap it up?
Yeah, I'm realizing we didn't even talk about those yet.
Just like touch on them.
I think they're amazing. I think these are peak cross-gen evolutions, and they didn't overdo it with they didn't overdo it like in Gen 4 where you have where it's like the majority of the decks, right? I think these are excellent, right? I love that they peppered these in with the Paldean forms, with the conversion forms. Like it's so good.
I think that they were perfect for I guess they took the traits that we loved about the original Pokemon and they amplified them. Primeape is this crazy rabid ape. So they said, what if it was so crazy and rabid its body couldn't withstand the anger anymore? B-Sharp is this cool samurai. So they said, what if we did like this cool head samurai? Girafarig
but they even do the Pokemon thing by not just making Bisharp a mega form, right? They literally make King Gambit so cool that it only sits, which actually makes it a little goofy, right? Yes. That's what makes it a Pokemon, that it never stands up.
Yeah, and on that note, that's kind of similar with Farigiraf too. Yeah, because people love this cute little giraffe that had a kind of monster side to it, and Farigiraf is that. It's a cute giraffe that has this monster side to it.
Where is this even in the decks?
I'm actually not a fan of King Gambit at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't like how it moves in game. They literally have it sit while you're walking around.
Exactly.
So it looks like he's got like a motorized wheelchair or something.
Yeah, it bounces.
It's so
I'm not going to use one now because of that. But like it's a Pokemon. Like it's a goofball. That's all Pokemon are goofballs.
I agree, but it's also a man. It's also a man. He like literally becomes more man. But I'm not against like man designs totally, but I don't know. It's
a problem when it's on the starters. Oh, see,
I get that. I like humanoid designs, but I don't like human designs.
This doesn't feel like a human though. This feels like Ceruledge or anything else, right?
Yeah,
I don't know how this is different. It's got a
look at it in game. Look at it. I was
gonna say the same thing. Like you got to get a closer look at him.
It has hair. It's sitting on its hair.
Yeah, but humans can't sit on their hair.
True.
I mean, I guess
it's more ridiculous. It's just more ridiculous.
Like those are its feet. I don't know.
I don't know.
And it's got those like metal spikes around it as a defense.
I'm in the minority of that anyway, so don't worry. A lot of people love it.
I'm indifferent to it. I think it is really cool, like art wise. Make it stand up and walk around when it's following me.
That's a little silly. But I mean, again, I do like that it is a different thing. But yeah, even if it walked around and then sat down mostly, that'd be kind of cool. Or battled sitting down, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know. I think it's a really cool Pokemon. I also Annihilate, same thing. Clodsire went
Claude board.
Yeah, Claude's crazy. I want to use this. It's got like spikes on its backs when it battles.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Sarah used one in her playthrough, and that she literally like started going into. We go into gyms like using however many Pokemon the gym leaders use. Like we'll take
That's
the
cool.
others
I
out
like
of our
that.
party.
I should do that.
And she would go in with Clodsire, and like her Pokemon would faint, and Clodsire would just clean house every
Yeah.
time. I mean, it's tough.
It's adorable.
I'm
and
pumped,
perfect.
man. So I really want to keep playing Scarlet and Violet, but I mean, I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Tinkaton is like blowing up on the internet. The art just got leaked, or not leaked.
Yeah, people love it.
But processed. I got one on my team, but it's kind of late in the game where I feel like I haven't really built a connection with it.
Right.
You know, it's
I
so
like it.
powerful too. But I
It's
love
very
the type.
powerful.
I love the concept.
I mean, that's a solid typing. I mean,
Yeah.
Fairy Steel. That's where Zacian tore through VGC for
Yeah.
a reason. It wasn't just because of that ability.
What's Klefki's excuse?
Klefki did all right when it was first introduced. It
Prankster.
just
Yeah.
a different thing.
There's so many
Yeah.
cool Pokemon I've yet to discover.
Like a
Even
Mawile did good.
Dude, I think Bramblin is really cool. I know you don't like the evolution, but I really do think Bramblin.
No, I love it.
I
love
like it. It is like, it's one of those like Dunsparce where it's like, even if you like it, you have to admit they just kind of, what if
Yeah.
it got bigger?
Yeah.
Yes, but also I love them. Like, I don't even
Yeah.
care that they're redundant. I love Bramblin. It's adorable, and Brambleghast is like, it's got a crazy looking smirk smile on it with teeth. It's great. Did we need
They're
both?
cool to
Probably
see in
not,
game
but-
too. Like, I mean,
Okay, I
it's,
see.
you wouldn't even know it's a, if you do not keep up with the new Pokemon or the leaks or whatever, you would go into the game and not know that that's a Bramblin. Like, it,
Yeah.
because it's just,
Yeah.
while it's hopping across the desert.
Can you catch them
Brambleghast,
wild?
too.
I've only seen Bramblin in the wild.
Brambleghast, I found it in the fall area.
Maybe
you
I've
know,
seen it and I just didn't know it was
Bouncing around
different.
like a Bramblin. It's just
your
a bigger
point.
Bramblin. That's how I knew.
Wow. All right. Oh, what about? Oh, we gotta talk about the dogs, dude. These
Bro,
dogs were
those are
such
the
a.
worst things I ever
They
experienced.
were such a big part of the leak. Of the leak cycle.
Yeah, the dogs, man. Fido's evolution blew me away. I love it. The rest,
Yeah, me too.
I
Those
are
could
really
just
good.
literally just
Amazing ability.
leave me alone with these dogs.
Yeah,
I don't
Mastiff
want
is
them.
Mastiff is gross. I think
So
I like
gross.
Houndstone and Grievard.
yeah, I
they're
do
cool.
too. I
They're
didn't like
terrifying.
I didn't like Grievard when I went on like when they revealed it.
I was indifferent to it.
But its evolution it's growing on me. I think it looks more dead. The proportions are better. I like that I can't see the eyes. The tombstone is sick, and it actually gets like the skeleton look, right? Like its legs look
Right.
like the
Dude,
skeleton of a dog,
Go
which
to
I
the
like
Ghost
better.
Gym. Go to the Ghost Gym and you'll love this line.
Yeah, it's cool, and
It's
apparently
exactly what I wanted, but done completely wrong. that's how I feel about it.
Like, on paper,
Skeleton
it sounds
dog.
amazing, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you think about Aspartha? That was something that you were excited about, or Aspathra?
I definitely like it. It's very
Okay.
cool looking.
Cool.
I have this whole thing where I don't even think it's like
Not
I
a
don't
fan
even-
of Flittle.
it's not a bird, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's actually a bird.
It's an
It looks
ostrich.
like a chick.
No.
Let's
talk about
So
Flittle.
Aspathra, I don't think either of them are actually birds. They're both psychic type. I think they're imitating. I think there's something there where they're imitating what
That's a good-
a chick and a bird would look like, because Aspathra,
Huh.
it's got a mouth underneath what you think is the beak. Like, it's got
Really?
a mouth that opens up. Yeah, like if that's the beak, the mouth is like opens here.
That's a good theory video right there. Because the Flittle is actually looks like what kind of octopus is it?
Dumbo.
It's like
Yes.
Dumbo. So it might be like a fish or something. I don't know, actually.
fun.
Because
But
That'd be
I
I'm
do
trying
like
to
it.
I can't. I don't know if you guys can think of anything off the top of your head.
It
But
makes sense for the psychic type too. Like, that's
Yes.
often associated with like intelligence
Aliens.
and all,
Mhm.
and it would be intelligent enough to be kind of infiltrating.
infiltrating like an alien, but also like just trying to like adapt to
Right.
its environment. I think Wugtrio is the best. I think it's the best form of Dugtrio.
I would definitely agree on that. Yeah.
Of Dugtrio, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Dugtrio.
We could talk a while on convergent evolution, whatever,
Sure.
or fakes.
I'll have to give
But-
that its own like
Yeah.
thing.
I think Dondozo. I'm just gonna run through this dex real quick because there are Pokemon that we've missed. Dondozo. I haven't fought it in battle yet. I'm like right there. This thing is sick. Like, I think I love the size of
Cool
it.
looking.
It reminds me of Gyarados, but it's actually just a fish rather than a dragon. I want to get the sushi Pokemon. I think Reverum and Varoom are great. I think my little theory there is that it's actually just like the rocks that it's on. I've seen people complain that it's silly, that it doesn't really make sense, but really that
I have a huge problem with that.
Yeah, I think that part of its body is really just that. Those are just rocks that it collects in order to move its body, and just like we see it on, we see Reverum and Varoom on the, what are they called? Like the Team Skull mobiles, right?
Starmobiles.
This thing is it just like leeches onto something that can help it move around, and the steel and the poison type just kind of describes like the energy that it uses to move whatever object it's attached itself to.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like the design a lot.
It's all right. It's mid to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the engine itself, but it just doesn't make any sense. And it is also small engine to big engine again.
Yeah. So what about
so unnecessary?
You guys like Orthworm?
I liked them more seeing them in game with the little arms.
The arms really threw me off.
I like the arms actually.
I like the
gives it a
arms
little more
too,
character.
I like that it's steel type and it's essentially just like a new Steelix.
Yeah.
It's not
fun.
nearly as cool. It's so weird.
Could have made it a convergent, like a convergent Onyx.
Sure, yeah, they could have done that. Yeah, I like that it's actually like a worm though, like it's just a massive earthworm. That's awesome. Yeah, Tatsugiri. I need to get a hold of one of those. I like the purple form. Where is it?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, this one right here. This is the one I want really bad. The shinies are cool too.
That's the droopy form.
Yeah,
That's what it's
droopy
called.
form. Yeah.
Is
Have
it
you guys
droopy, stretchy, and what?
I don't know what the other one is actually.
Yeah, I don't have it here. Have you guys seen Glamora in your game yet?
Glamora looks incredible in the game. It's in the area with paradoxes and whatnot, and dude, I'm telling you, it feels like you're walking into that Avatar movie.
Wow, that's crazy.
The
part of me is
people,
like,
not the airbenders.
Yeah, Glamora is so weird. Like, I haven't even gotten to that point yet, but Glamora is so weird, and the fact that it appears... I know other Pokemon also appear in Area Zero, but Glamora appears there as a new Pokemon alongside all the Paradox. Kind of gets me thinking, like, is this thing, like, a paradox of something else? Like, what the heck is this thing? It feels like an alien. It does not feel like of Earth.
Dude, you'll feel it even more when you see it in game.
I can't wait. Maybe I'll play that tonight. Is there any other Pokemon you guys want to just touch on? This is just our first, just our first impressions. We'll eventually do like a new, like a full tier list. That'll be a lot of fun at some point.
Yeah, I just, all I want to get across before we end the video is that armor is just better than Surledge.
I love it. I love that you jumped onto this bandwagon with me.
we're gonna end every video on every episode. I'm going to manage to sneak that in at the end.
We gotta end this quickly. All right.
Good.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, this is episode 0. We're gonna have a full polished episode 1 that's gonna start either in December or January. Subscribe. Refresh the bell notification so you guys get notified when we have new videos. Also, if you prefer to listen to your podcasts on Spotify, this show Hidden Power is also available on Spotify. You can go there as well, subscribe there. You guys have anything else to say?
Sounds good to me.
Goodbye.
I'm subscribing now.
Yeah, me too. See you guys. Peace out.
See ya.